The day he woke up late. Daniel always woke up at 6:30 a.m. every day. The alarm rang, he opened his eyes, he sat up in bed, he went to the kitchen, he made coffee. Simple, normal, safe. But on that morning, something was different. The room was dark, too dark. Daniel moved slowly under the blanket. He felt heavy. His head hurt. His body felt tired. He opened his eyes. Silence. No alarm. No sound from the street. No cars. No people. He looked at the ceiling. Strange, he whispered. He turned his head and looked at his phone. 8:52 a.m. He stopped breathing for a second. 8:52. His job started at 8 o'clock. He was never late. Never. His heart began to beat faster. Boom, boom, boom. He sat up quickly. The room felt colder than usual. He grabbed his phone again. 8:53. No missed calls. No messages. That was strange. His boss always called when he was late. Daniel stood up. The floor felt cold under his feet. He walked to the window and opened the curtain. The street was empty. No buses, no cars, no people walking, no dogs, nothing. The sky was gray, very gray. He frowned. This is not normal. He rushed to the bathroom. He washed his face. He brushed his teeth quickly. He looked at himself in the mirror. His reflection looked different. His eyes seemed darker, tired, afraid. He blinked. Everything looked normal again. "Calm down," he said softly. He went back to the bedroom and changed clothes fast. He did not eat breakfast. He did not drink coffee. He grabbed his keys. He opened the apartment door. The hallway was silent. Usually, Mrs. Green from apartment 204 listened to loud music in the morning. Today, nothing. He walked to the elevator and pressed the button. The light did not turn on. He pressed again. Nothing. He looked at the stairs. Okay. Step by step, he went down. His footsteps echoed in the stairwell. Step, step, step. The sound felt too loud, too clear. When he reached the first floor, he pushed the main door open. Cold air hit his face. The street looked frozen in time. A newspaper lay in the middle of the road. It did not move. There was no wind, no sound. Daniel stepped outside slowly. "Hello?" he called. No answer. He took out his phone. No signal, no internet, just the time. 8:59. He looked around again. The traffic light at the corner was green, but there were no cars. The green light stayed on. It did not change. It did not blink. It just stayed green. Daniel's chest felt tight. He started walking toward the bus stop. Each step felt heavy. His breathing became louder in his ears. He looked at the buildings. All the windows were closed. No movement inside. No shadows. Nothing. Suddenly, a sound. A soft sound, like a whisper. Daniel turned quickly. No one. The whisper came again, very low, very close. "You are late." Daniel froze. His heart jumped. "Who said that?" he asked. Silence. He turned in a slow circle. The street was still empty. "You are late." This time the voice sounded closer, but it was not coming from a person. It felt like it was coming from everywhere. Daniel's hands began to shake. "I'm going to work. I'm just late, that's all." The traffic light suddenly turned red, then green, then red again, fast, too fast. The street lights blinked. On, off, on, off. Daniel stepped back. "This is not real," he whispered. He closed his eyes tightly. "Wake up! Wake up!" When he opened them again, the world looked the same. Gray sky, empty street, green light, no people. Then his phone vibrated. He almost dropped it. There was one notification, unknown number. The message said, "Why are you late?" Daniel stared at the screen. "I overslept," he whispered. The phone vibrated again. "You know it is not about work." Daniel's stomach turned cold. Not about work? He tried to call his boss. No signal. He tried to call his mother. No signal. The phone vibrated again. "You are late for your life." Daniel's breathing became fast and short. "What does that mean?" he said. The whisper returned. "You wait too much. You are afraid. You do nothing." The words echoed around him. Daniel covered his ears. "Stop!" The whisper grew louder. "You wanted change. You wanted more. But you wait. Always waiting." Daniel fell to his knees in the middle of the empty street. His eyes filled with tears. "I don't understand," he cried. The sky suddenly became darker. The green traffic light exploded with a loud pop. Glass fell onto the street. Daniel gasped. The buildings around him began to flicker, like an old television. Black, white, black, white. The world looked like an old movie, grainy, broken, unstable. The whisper became a clear voice now. "Daniel!" He looked up slowly. In the distance, at the end of the street, he saw a figure, tall, still, watching him. The figure did not move. It had no clear face, just a dark shape. "Daniel," the voice said again, "what do you want from me?" The figure did not answer. Instead, the street behind Daniel began to disappear. The buildings faded into darkness. The ground cracked under his feet. He looked back at the figure. It was closer now, closer, but he had not seen it move. His heart pounded in his chest. Boom, boom, boom. "Late for what?" he shouted. The figure raised one arm slowly, and the world around Daniel changed. He was no longer on the street. He was in his apartment, standing in his bedroom, looking at his bed. And there he saw himself, sleeping, peaceful, still. The alarm clock beside the bed read 6:29 a.m. The alarm had not rung yet. Daniel stared at his sleeping body. The dark figure stood beside him. "You are late for the person you want to become," the voice said calmly. "You delay your dreams. You hide from fear. You say tomorrow, always tomorrow." Daniel felt something break inside him. Tears ran down his face. "I'm scared," he whispered. "I know," the voice answered. The dark figure slowly began to change. Its shape became clearer. It looked like Daniel, but older, stronger, more confident. "I am who you can be," the figure said, "but you are late." The alarm clock suddenly began to ring, loud, sharp, 6:30. The alarm filled the room. Daniel covered his ears. The room shook. The walls cracked. The older version of him stepped back into the shadows. "Wake up," the voice said, "or stay here." The alarm grew louder, louder. Daniel closed his eyes. He took a deep breath. "I'm not late," he whispered. "I'm just starting." The alarm stopped. Silence. Daniel opened his eyes. He was in his bed. The sun was shining through the window. The room looked normal. The alarm clock read 6:31 a.m. He was 1 minute late. Just one. His heart was still beating fast, but the street outside sounded alive. Cars, voices, dogs barking, everything normal. Daniel sat up slowly. He looked at his phone. No strange messages, no unknown number, just the date, just the time. He stood up. He walked to the mirror. He looked at himself. His eyes looked clearer now, stronger. He smiled a little. "I'm not late," he said quietly. He went to the kitchen. He made coffee, but this time he did not rush. He opened his notebook. He wrote one sentence. "Today I begin." Outside, the traffic light changed from red to green. Normal, simple, alive. Daniel picked up his keys. He stopped at the door for a moment. He took a deep breath. Then he walked out, on time, for the first time in his life. And the world did not whisper anymore.